family, and welcome to the Betting Exchange live on MSG, where every day we make picks, debate picks, and tell you why our picks are going to hit. You got Katie Mox, Erik Coleman, Jeff Johnson, and you locked into MSG Network Studios after another crazy NFL Week 14. We're back for another week of betting action.
Yes. I mean, my bets were kind of hit or miss this weekend. Not the greatest weekend of my life, but Niners, good overtime wins. I'm still riding pretty high on that.
Yeah, and the Chiefs are officially back in action. They let the league know that they're not playing any more games. It was a great weekend for football.
Yeah.
I think I'm sold on the Chiefs and the Bengals. Y'all making me look bad out here. The whole AFC North, at this point, it's like, y'all figure it out and let us know later. But somebody who's going to help us out, make sense of all of these bets all the way in Las Vegas from Yahoo Sports, Minty Bets. Minty, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It was a crazy weekend of favorites covering the spread, and surprisingly enough, I bet on mostly favorites, so that was pretty good for me.
All right, Minty, have yourself a weekend.
Right.
You were out in Hawaii getting a tan, and now you're betting favorites. I like all the change. All right, everybody, let's start pregame and talk some Monday Night Football.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we've got a huge NFC West matchup between the two top teams in the division, the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The first place Cardinals, they got their quarterback back. Kyler Murray is back, and he did not disappoint in his first week back last week. He had 4 touchdowns in his win over Chicago. The second place Rams, well, they ended their third game losing streak with a 37-7 victory over the Jags. I want to know from you guys, what is your best bet for the night? I'll start with you, Jeff.
Okay, I'm locking in the Cards, and I'm laying the points. I locked them in at 2. Right now, the line is at 2.5. Now, they beat the Rams 37-20, and basically a blowout the last time they faced. And they've won 3 out of their last 4. Meanwhile, the Rams, although they beat the Jags, when was the last time they beat somebody with a winning record? The last 3 games, they faced a team with a winning record. They haven't won. Arizona's defense is 4th in passing yards and total points. Plus, the Rams are going to be without Higbee and Jalen Ramsey due to COVID protocols. I think this sets up for another Arizona win at home to lock down the division and make the move towards getting that top seed bye.
Nice. Jeff, I'm a hop in shotgun with you.
All right.
I also locked in the Cardinals at -2, and I just really like what they do offensively. I mean, you talk about Kyler Murray and the way he dishes the ball. They run well. James Conner has been a great addition to this offense, but Kyler Murray has 4 different receivers that have more than 50 catches. And when you combine the running backs, they have 59 catches. So he's spreading the love. He's not favoring one player. DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green, Zach Ertz is now in the fold as well. So there's just so many ways that this Cardinals offense can beat you. And on defense, they're aggressive. They get after the quarterback, and that secondary is locked down.
All right, you turned on Matt Stafford already, huh?
I didn't turn on him. This is one game.
Yeah. Minty, what do you think?
You know, they say it's pretty hard to beat the same team twice, so I'm going to ride with the Rams. I'm usually a religious Cardinals bettor, though, but I like the Rams in this spot because lately nothing has been working right for LA. Von Miller hasn't really met expectations, and Stafford has been committing a ton of costly turnovers the last several weeks, but this offense is still averaging the most yards per game or yards per play, and their defense allows the 4th fewest. So I like them to limit Kyler Murray, especially in his second week off of injury. Sean McVay is also 4-0 straight up and against the spread playing in Arizona. So I like the Rams.
All right, Minty, I agree with you. I like the Rams too, but I'll get into that a little bit later. My best bet for the night is Zach Ertz under 3.5 receptions. That's at plus money at plus 115. So Ertz was limited in practice this week. He was a full participant on Saturday, and he does average over this mark this season, but his last game, he only had 2 targets and 1 reception against the Bears. He's also coming off of an injury, so I think he's going to be a little bit less productive today. Also, the Rams have the number 2 defense and the number 19 pass defense. Ertz is I was looking at his stats, he's slightly less productive against the Cardinals, dating all the way back to 2016. So I'm taking him under his receptions tonight. All right, we got some questions. We're going to dig into this a little bit deeper. I'm going to talk to you first, Erik. The two teams have a lot of firepower on offense, but they both have very good defenses too. Can Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford carry over last week's success tonight?
Well, yeah, I definitely think they can. You know, when you look at Matt Stafford and what they did offensively against the Jaguars, yes, it was the Jaguars, but you started to see him getting back to himself. I think he can definitely do that. It's going to be a tough task against this Cardinals defense. You know, Buda Baker, Jalen Thompson, Murphy in the back end, they do a great job in coverage. So it's going to be some tight windows he's going to have to throw into. And when you look at Kyler Murray, I mean, this guy can do it with his legs.
Yeah.
He can do it throwing the ball around the field. He only threw the ball 15 times against the Bears and had 4 touchdowns. So he's very productive.
Yeah, right. Minty, question for you. With Stafford and Murray and Hopkins and Cooper Kupp and A.J. Green, so many stars on the game tonight, which player is your favorite prop bet for tonight?
So I'm going to look at OBJ for a player prop for this game. His receiving yards is set at 46.5, which I think is pretty low. I mean, I know Cooper Kupp is Stafford's go-to guy, but he's kind of playing through a toe injury, and although this is a pretty important game, they also have to preserve his health. So we're going to see OBJ quite a bit. So I like 46.5 over receiving yards.
All right, taking over with OBJ. I mean, he's finally starting to click again a little bit, though. He's really getting into the groove. So happy to see that. Happy to see with all that drama with the Browns that he's finally kind of coming into his own. So I will hope for that as well. All right, guys, you're watching The Betting Exchange live on MSG. Next up, we're getting into some Monday motivation to motivate you and ourselves for our bets tonight. We'll be right back.